What up? What up? Say what's up, kids.
What's up?
So I got all my babies. Not all of them. I still got one at the house. So I got four of my babies and my little nephew with me.
That's not. Oh wait, no, that's your. This is nearly all that's
Anyway, like I was saying, got my nephew with us. We all went to train. Did some suicide sprints and some bear crawls and back pedals with some push-ups and squats, boxing drills.
At the end of the road.
Some of those. Did some of those. I wanted to talk about the importance of prepping and training. And what we need to prep for. We need to prep for the event that this system and the economy, everything goes haywire. The SHTF scenario. The hit the fan scenario. That's what we need to prepare for. And
a mile, left turn on
it is not just because
Boulevard.
the powers that be may have some nefarious machinations at work. It's also because of nature. You know, nature is unpredictable. It does what it wants to do. And with that being said, you know, just things in our own lives might determine if we need what we prep for is needed. If that makes sense. So you have natural disasters, you have man-made disasters, and you have self-made disasters. You know, you might find yourself unemployed, broke, and everything is being taken away from you because, you know, you slipped and fell a little bit in society. So instead of just, you know, you might end up being homeless. You know, why be homeless in the urban areas when you can go out into the woods, into nature, and survive that way? You know, there are areas in this country where there are plenty of animals and wild plants that we can consume. So, you know, it might not just be a societal thing or a natural disaster. It might be just you. So, and in any case, it's important to be prepared and to train and to prepare your family and train your family. So, in the event of a natural disaster like an earthquake or a solar flare, you know, that reaches Earth and knocks down the power grid, we need to be ready. And you know, we have to have enough food and water to last months and months and months. Unless, like I said, because you if you're in an urban area and something happens, you might not be able to make it out of the urban areas. You might be stuck in the city. So you need to know how to navigate your city. You need to know how to store and where to store food and water that won't get you noticed. And you have to be prepared to defend your resources and defend your family. Because any event that you know, your neighbors or your fellow city people are so desperate they'll do anything for food and water, they might come for your stuff if they know you have it. And that's the key thing. Everyone does not need to know what you have.
Look at everybody, a girl with a mustache.
Okay. No girls with mustaches. So anyway, I think I might have talked about this before. I'm not sure if it was on a live or just a regular video that I didn't post. So what are we training in? All right. So we need to do weapons training with whatever weapons we have available to us, whether it be a firearm, a stick, a hammer, a bat, a hatchet, whatever. We need something that we can defend ourselves with. And we need to train in hand-to-hand, combat. I find that the best, styles to have knowledge of in a real life on the street situation. I'm back and I'm black. Yeah, my wife just called me and interrupted my little live here, and I can't not answer the phone like I was telling her because, she's my baby mama wifey type. So you can't ignore the people you love. My bad. So I have to take the Bluetooth, turn the Bluetooth off for these lives when I'm in the car, because for some reason when it connects to the car, the audio
half of a mile, right
sucks
turn,
real bad. And
405
I found that
north.
when the phone's not connected to the Bluetooth and I'm doing these lives, the audio isn't so, distant and screwed up. So I had to do it. So I had to interrupt a couple times. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, you got to prep for any eventuality. So this is the thing. You can't just prep with food and water. You got to train, like I said. Oh, I was talking about Muay Thai is one of the better styles in the street to fight with, because you can chop somebody down with a good little leg sweep. And Muay Thai leg sweeps are very powerful. Most of the kicks in Muay Thai are designed for power. So you really can knock somebody out the box with one good leg kick.
Girl with the mustache and
If they don't see it coming, they don't know it's coming, you can give them a swift kick to the ribs, swift kick to the lower leg, trip them up, you know what I'm saying? Give them a good knee. If you get into a clinching match, you can clinch and knee and elbow, and you can throw people real easily. It's all about hip movement and timing, basically.
Next right, onto I-4.
And then Muay Thai is the art of 8 limbs. So, you use your fists, your elbows, your knees, your feet, and because Muay Thai was started when the government took all the weapons away from the people, and they had to find a way to fight and defend themselves, and so they came up with Muay Thai, and it was very effective. Now, see, but the thing is, they didn't have guns. The government didn't have guns. They had like swords and knives and daggers and whatever else. And so, you had an inkling of a chance against a tyrannical government that only had swords and knives and whatnot at their disposal. So they came up with Muay Thai, and so the story goes. You guys can research that and look into it. But another thing, like I said, is boxing. Boxing is, to me, one of the best art forms in regards to striking. You're not going to learn striking better than if you learn boxing. You have other martial arts that have striking, but in boxing, it's a sweet science. You find the angles, you get the footwork cracking. I mean, I saw boxers go up against kung fu artists, or other art form, people with other art forms, and just based on the footwork, I mean, they were able to dismantle dismantle these people, even though they can use kicks and whatnot and all that. So boxing is key, you know, and it should be the base for any training regimen in regards to hand-to-hand combat. That's what I find. And jiu-jitsu, I will grudgingly admit is important to learn as well. At least, but for me, I'm not into all that, you know, on the ground, swinging around each other and grabbing each other's, you know. I'd rather finish you off on the ground. I mean, on my feet. I'd rather, you know, if you're a jiu-jitsu guy and we get into it, I don't know what people know, but I can tell when they do know jiu-jitsu. I can see their stance. I can see where they're looking. You can tell. You can tell how their arms are, how they hold their arms up, and how they hesitate coming in. You know what I'm saying? If you're low with your defense as a striker, as a stand-up fighter, you can you really got to watch these guys because they're real slick and they might come at you. They might go high or feint going high with a punch and then drop down low, drop their level, and wrap you up. You really got to watch that. You really got to be prepared as a stand-up fighter. I'm a stand-up fighter. I'm a striker. I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy, but I do feel like it's important to learn some stuff, at least for me, because I don't want to get caught up. Because in a life or death situation, those guys get a hold of you, and their intent is to kill you, and they get the best of you in that situation. I don't know. You know, it's good night, Irene. I think if they can get you to the ground.
On the right, and then
so
left turn.
Hopefully I have some type of blade. If they get in too close, I can start ripping them up, stabbing them up, whatever the case may be. Because I'm not about to let you grab me around the neck, grab me around my wrist, none of that. No arm bars or breaks. To the best of my ability, I will prevent that, and I'll do whatever I got to do. I'll bite your ass. I'll grab you by the genitals and rip and rend. Don't play with me with that wrestling stuff. So,
In 2/10 of a mile.
but it's important to learn a little something about it.
Support
That's why I'm a hold my. I got my boy Paul. You know, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He told me he'll teach me some takedown defense. That's all I want to learn really. Takedown defense. I mean, I can do some throws from standing. I could do some decent throws. You know what I'm saying? But what I really need to learn is takedown defense, because all these cats, they get the wild hair up their ass and they want to learn. They want to learn jiu-jitsu so they can break people's bones and stuff. Like, they don't have any discipline, you know. So, yeah, I'm gonna hit my boy up. We're gonna get it in. I'm gonna learn some takedown defense, and that's all I really want to learn about it. I don't want to get into all that. It takes years and a lot of. I mean, I'm not a natural when it comes to that. I'm a natural striker. I'm a natural with my footwork, and my knees and elbows. I'm good with that. So, but if I know somebody, I can do like Anderson Silva. So I see somebody coming in low, I can do a flying knee to the face, knock them out, whatever I got to do. You know, I can do that, but that takes perfect timing and whatnot. Takes a lot of practice. So that's something that I would be learning, or I am learning. But I definitely need to learn takedown defense in case somebody actually does get a hold of me, take me to the ground. So that's my weak point. Yeah, I'm putting it out there, but you know, you want to try me, you know what I'm saying? You better be prepared to kill me. Anyway, so another thing, we need to store food and water, batteries for flashlights, emergency toilets, I have a few of those. You get emergency toilet bags that you take with you on the road. You know what I'm saying? If you really gotta go, you got these little emergency toilet bags that you can go in. So I have plenty of those. Cat litter is good, to put in the bag. So it's not, if you can't leave it or you gotta bury it, you can bury the boo boo, with the cat litter. Or if you have to keep the emergency toilet around and you don't have time to go out and dump it, that's what the cat litter is good for that too. And you can get that, or you can get that blue liquid stuff. So you need that. If that's for urban areas. If you're in an urban area and the conditions break down, plumbing goes down, power goes out, you need something like that. And then let's say this goes on for weeks and weeks. Eventually, somebody's going to have to go somewhere and burn all that stuff because you don't have anywhere to bury it. You're in the streets, or you go to a park and bury it. So you burn the poop. You know what I'm saying? It sounds disgusting. It is kind of disgusting, but you don't want that stuff to fester. That's how bubonic plagues and sicknesses spread. So that's one thing you want to have on hand. And they also have these protein pills that you can take. The little tablets, right? And it's packed with protein.
No, you don't.
And there's energy in it. It gives you a lot of energy. And you can take these things and let's say you got to go out on a scavenging hunt.
Don't bite up the
You have some of these protein tablets on hand, emergency food tablets, and you can pop a few of those in. You know what I'm saying? And it'll give you the energy and you will feel full. So that way you're out scavenging, you're not hungry and you're not being debilitated. You're not losing your edge. It's important to keep your edge. Yeah. So that's one thing that you need. Life straws, some of those, so that, if you run into you have life straws, then you have the life bags that you can set up and then you pour water into it and then it'll filter out. Things like that. So what else do you need? You need some e-tools, which are little shovels that you can fold and make real compact so you can store. I have MRAs, meals ready to eat. I have some of those. You can get those at any good surplus store is going to have them. And of course, you want a first aid kit. You want a deluxe first aid kit. You want a first aid kit with sutures and the works in it. The little spreader thing. You want to get a bullet extractor, things like that. Tourniquets. Because let's face it, man, you really don't want a tourniquet because you can lose a limb. But in an emergency situation, conditions are broken down. Either you either get infected, or your whole body gets infected. You get sepsis and die, or you cut that sucker off. I mean, that's what you need a tourniquet for. There are cases where you might have to do something like that, and you might have to serrate the end of the wound. Sterilize it to keep it from getting infected. So these are things that you have to be ready for. You want to have some penicillin. You want to have some antibiotics on hand. I don't really suggest antibiotics for normal everyday use, but you have some stored up, right? You get some antibiotics, you keep it in a safe place, and if you get sick, when it goes to you'll have it. I mean, it's not really good for everyday life, like I said, but in an emergency situation, you can't get to a hospital. You can't find a doctor. You have antibiotics to fight any infections. That may be what you have to do. Let's see, what else? Antiseptic to clean a wound. Some super glue for stitching glue, to stitch to keep your wound closed. If it's not too bad, you don't want to waste a suturing line. If it's a nice straight cut, it's not ragged or jagged. You know what I'm saying? And it's a clean slice. It's a clean cut. Use that super glue instead of stitches to save, save stitches, sutures. And then you get the little butterfly bandages to keep it closed. Wrap it up, gauze it up, you know what I'm saying? So you need something like that. What else? Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that you need for you and your family. Antibacterial medication. If you drink some tainted water and you sit to your stomach, antibacterial medication, boom. But also, you want to make sure that you keep some probiotics on hand. Buy a bunch of probiotic pills, like BioCult. Buy some boxes of that, store it up, keep it in a safe place. Boom. Your BioCult. Yeah, if you have to take antibacterial medication, it's not just going to take out the bad bacteria. It's going to take out the good bacteria as well. So you want to have something to replenish that, because 70% of your immune system is in your gut, and the bacteria in your gut
The
aid
Mar
in that.
Vista Farmers Market.
So
The Mar Vista Farmers Market.
yeah, so there's that.
There's no such thing as regular farmers market.
Yeah.
The Torrance Farmers Market. But we're going to the Mar Vista.
So these are things that you need. Real talk.
No.
Lots of chapstick.
Where we got
You need
donuts.
some chapstick. You want some hand
That
sanitizer,
would be the Torrance
the gel
Farmers
and the
Market.
wipes.
The most
Just so that
healthiest and
you
yummiest cake in
you out there in the world, baby wipes. Ooh, get a buttload of baby wipes and some baby soap. Baby soap is very mild,
Left turn.
and the good thing about mild baby soap is if you're in a situation where you're running from someone, or someone's chasing you, or you're hiding from somebody, you don't want to smell like potpourri, right? You want to have a very subdued scent. You don't want to be noticed. You don't want to be.
And then
You don't want people to
left
follow
turn.
you with their nose, at the very least. So yeah, use mild baby soap. Because like I said, you're not gonna be able to take a shower, but they do have thermal showers, right? Those are the showers with the bladder that you can hang, and you put water in there, and you hang it out in the sun, and it'll warm it up, and then you take a shower just like that. But again, you want to use very mild soap, even black soap, unscented black soap. That's good, because the black soap is antibacterial too.
Somebody littered.
So
again.
you can get. Let's say you live in LA.
Next left.
You go to Taj Mahal right there on Crenshaw in 57th, and you get you a big
Azan
old
was
brick
born littering.
of
Where?
that black soap. Have that on hand. Is that antibacterial? All right. So that's the thing you want to think about. Antibacterial. When you are in the shit and
Baba said a
dishes
bad
break down.
word.
oh, my bad. So yeah, that's what you need. Antibacterial. Think
That's the farmer
antibacterial, antibacterial,
Your destination.
antiviral.
is right.
Alright.
That farmer's market.
Antiviral medication. Let's say one day, you feeling sick, and you tell your doctor, oh man, I think I got a virus. Boom, they'll give you some antiviral medication, and then let's say you feel better after that. As soon as you get home, and you don't need the antiviral medication anymore. Save it up. It might be handy in an emergency. So these are things you want to think about. Also, I was talking about the protein pills, the protein tablets. There are also such things as energy gel. Energy gel. Again, not the best thing to eat in everyday life if you want to live a healthy lifestyle. You leaving? White boys, man, they want to tell me to do that, but I'll find out. Anyway, energy gel, not something you want to eat every day or consume every day, but in an emergency, you get those little packs, put them in a container, oxygen absorbers, right? You want to get those too. You want to get oxygen absorbers. You want to store everything in a hermetically sealed container. You pop, boom, you throw the oxygen absorbers in there. Keep it fresh. Know what I mean? So these are things that are important. You want to keep everything. You want stuff to last if you're storing it up. Now, as far as water goes, what I do, I buy a bunch of water in the regular water bottles, and you don't want to. Those things about the water bottles, you store them up for a year, and oh man, you open that thing up, it's funky as heck. So just get rid of the water. Like go through a case maybe a month. That way the water's not going bad. It's really not the water that's going bad. It's all the chemicals leaching into the water from the bottle and fomenting and all that stuff and just being funky. So yeah. So what I had like four cases of water a few months ago. All that's gone now because every time I take my kids out to work out, I tell them to get that water, and they'll pour the water out, and they'll get the water from our filtration system water that's very well pH balanced, and they put that water in the water bottle, and they go through it like that because if you store that water for too long, it'll go bad. Boom. But also, what you can do, let's say you own your home, you have a backyard. I got a little scratch or something. All right, keep it down a little bit. Keep it down a little bit. We're almost done. Liney, why are you not sitting? Liney, turn around, baby.
Get your Hattie and your cherry.
So.
Yo, big fat, ugly, yo, big fat, ugly.
Oh, aren't we sweet to each other? So look, the energy gel, like I was talking about. Look it up. You can get some on Amazon. Get a bunch. You know what I'm saying? Get a case every now and then. The energy gel has protein and all this other stuff, and it's it's good. It's good to have in an emergency. I wouldn't just drink that shit. Get some canned goods. Okay. Listen. Stop it. Don't be crashing my life. What y'all think y'all doing? Who you think you are? Who you think you tough? My son, my only son.
Yeah, I get to shoot you.
Out of 5 kids, my only son.
Block shield. You have to sit back here.
So,
we're going
home. Like I was saying.
I'm sitting in the front.
It's everyday life for me.
No.
Scratch or something.
You guys have a race.
Anyway. So yeah, you want to have this stuff on hand. Like I was saying. Hey, baby. Like I was saying, you have a house with a backyard. You get a 25-gallon or a 50-gallon drum for water, the blue ones, right? You want to get that, and you fill it up with water from the water hose. That's okay. And you get some purification tablets. You pop it in there with a little bit of bleach. It'll keep it bacteria free. It'll kill all the bacteria in there. And whatever else is in there, all the viruses that come out of the tap and all that. Now it might have the fluoride and all the other stuff they put into the municipal water in there. But again, in an emergency, all that's gonna fly out the window. You're just trying to survive long enough to establish something stable again. All right. Listen, keep it down a little bit. So that's what you want, right? I'm not going to drink straight from the tap right now. I'm not going to eat protein tablets now. I'm not going to drink those energy gels now. I'm not going to eat out of the MREs now because it's not great, and it has a 5-year shelf life. So I probably need to go get some more and toss the one that I got out. That's just the reality. Or I keep that and save that for like last resort. I might have to eat out of that and have some antibacterial medication on hand, some and things like that. You know, ready. So, like I was saying, you put some water in that 25-gallon drum, bleach, purification tablets. You know what I'm saying? And things like that, and maybe some a little bit of sea salt. You know, to keep the pH balance going. Because you know that if you get some good sea salt, it have the minerals in there. It have all the minerals that are typically found in river water and things like that. You know, so
if you didn't hear anything, you would have been asleep.
it's important. It's important. There are many other things that you can have. Like I said, you want to have weapons. So, if you're into firearms, and you know, you want it's important to have some type of AR. 9mm pistols are the most, probably the best thing you should have. You know, it's okay to have a 45 and or 357s. You can use let's say you have a 357 Magnum revolver. You can use 38 specials, and you use 357 Magnum rounds. So both of those types of ammunition are readily available, and there are a lot of it. There's a lot of it, just like 9mm.
Now get your proof.
9mm, 357, 5.56. You can find that ammo a lot of places in the United States. So, you know,
get your smart mouth out my phone.
if you're a prepper, you know, and you did your research, you know that you want an AR, a 5.56, AR-15, AR-10, you know, for long range, you know, or that 7.62 or 308, and then the AR-15 is 5.56 or 2.22. Shotgun, you need a shotgun for that close in, you know, defense, right? And then conditions break down. I mean, no telling when this system will be back up again, you know. So most of these laws are gonna fly out the window. I'm gonna saw off the barrel of my shotgun. I'm gonna saw it in half. One of them, because I got, you know, I might have, I don't know. I lost some stuff in the move, you know. If I had a second shotgun,
that was
one I would keep long, the other one I would saw off. You know, half the barrel. So you have a sawed-off shotgun at that point. You know, and then you can ask for forgiveness later if things come back up. You want to be able to defend yourself. Knives, a karambit, you know what I'm saying? That's a good knife. A straight knife, a double-edged knife. Just, you need tools. You know, I have my electrician's tools that have a lot of good stuff in it. You want something to turn off gas valves? You really want that. Okay? Tool to cut off gas valves. You go to a good surplus store, they'll have a tool like that. So you just, you turn it off. You don't want that gas on. You know. And, you know, that's all I'm gonna talk about for now. My kids are loud. And you gotta get this farmer's market cracking. All right. So this is just one in a series of training and prepping videos that I'm gonna come at you with. All right? Peace.